male pheasant, rough plucked it to start with. Right, now I'm going to take his tail off. Some people pluck it, but I actually want to keep that as it is. For a little job I got. Right. Now, looking feathers drive you mad. Where this spine is, this dictates how old he is. Yeah. So all we need to do is give it a little chop. That should, yeah, that's broken his leg. Yeah. Right, now, what you got to do is twist, because there's tendons that run right down into this muscle, and that'll make that all tough as well. Yeah, so that's your tendons. A lot of people forget. It's like if you buy a turkey drumstick nowadays, they don't even pull the tendons on them anymore, and they're vile. If someone spends just a couple of seconds, because pheasants, a lot of people don't bother eating the legs because they're tough, but you take the tendons out and they're not as bad. There you go. Right, so it's starting to look like a bird now. Now, what you want to do, get a sharper knife. Let's cut down the back there and feel around his neck. Right, that's his neck there. So get a knife in there, roll him down to his face in the block. That's his neck off and his head off. Now if we feel in here, we go right to the back, and there's his windpipe, which is there, and there's a bag. You have to follow the muscle of the breast down. That's his gullet there. You follow down here and you can feel a little bag. You pull that out. And this is all the corn he's been eating, if you can see through there. And that all looks healthy. He hasn't eaten anything nasty. Right. So that's the front end sorted. Right, so the anatomy, there's a bone that comes right around here, which is where the breasts sit on. Yeah, so there's a bone there, and there's a bone here and a bone up here, and that's his bum there. Now, the way I like to do it, come in just there. It's sort of a figure of 8. So it helps you get your fingers in. But it leaves the meat on these two bones, because when you're gutting out, they're the ones that are going to cut you and scratch you. Okay. So those two bones, will break them to the side, and the side, right, and gently feel, because if there's a broken bone in here, it'll run straight underneath your fingernail. Right. Come right to the front, so your fingers are right up here, and then hook back down and pull it towards you. That's his stomach there, this is entrails, the liver, this is heart, I think that might be a little kidney. fine. Been to butcher so many years that smells like Christmas because of the amount of turkeys we used to have to gut. Right, let's have a feel round for anything else. This is a hard one to explain, but in the bottom of his rib cage, if you feel round, there's a load of like fingers. If you run your finger through there, you'll lift out his lung. Not the lungs are particularly bad for you, but they've just got quite a bitter taste to them. And it can affect the meat. But they're only tiny on this anyway, it wouldn't probably make a lot of difference. Yeah, that's a lung there. They're tiny little things. There you go, and the other one. Right. Pheasants are quite gangly things, they never cook very well. They've got quite thin legs and quite slightly thicker breasts. Okay, kebab skewer. We just come in the tip of the wing with a kebab skewer, bring his leg right forward and behind his knee, push down, push through. Push his leg down, come out just behind his knee, there we go. And then push through. Yeah? Simple enough. Down on the corny block. Right, you get a bit of string. You try and scrape as much of this skin muscle on this skin underneath. Like that. And we come up above. You see instantly as you do that, the breasts puff out. This is more for display, but once it's cooked it looks better. Right, so do that and come up and over the legs, have a twist underneath there, pull the legs in, then roll him over, pull it nice and tight. You try to blow them. Right, and then cut the string off. Right. Bang that skewer in a bit. And then the other one off. Other than the manky bits of there you go. Beautiful pheasant. Nicely shot. I think it must have been more of a head shot. I can still go over and clean these little bits of fur off, but for feathers. But there you go. Okay, female pheasant. Not massively old, because so she's going to be quite tender. Right, now this is the quick way. So we just find the end of the bone that runs down along the breast, feel the end. That's where the thinnest skin is, and you tear it. Right, let's go along like that, exposing her breasts. Come on, that's it. Right, this is 0 pence's little skinning knife again, so I just want to give it some so I've got the different grips on this, so let's go for this. Right, I'm going to come in tight to that bone, right down there, then there's a wishbone here, so come down the side of the wishbone, something I will show you. Oh, in the cavity a bit. Come all the way down. That is just a completely boneless breast. There's no shot in it. Perfect. And the cat is coming to visit me. Right, now if you're as fussy as me, which I am, come down the side of come down the side of the wishbone and fold it forward, because there's another little bit of meat that just sits behind the wishbone. I know it's fussy, but if you want to do it properly, do it bloody properly. And this looks like the side the shot went in. Work the way down the breast from the top. Yep, there it is. Obviously this is more of a field prep. Thank you, Bushcraft. So the rest of that isn't going to be used. Now this meat might look fine, but as from my pigeon video, so all we want to do, let's have a quick look inside before we throw this away. Heart there is fine, lungs look fine, liver's fine, there's no spots or flukes, there's no worms or obvious parasites, there's no internal hemorrhaging apart from obviously where it was shot. But we'll just waste the legs on this one because it's not a very big bird. There you go. Excuse me. Trying to do a video. Do you mind? Yeah? Right, so the gut's absolutely fine. Is what we learnt from that. Bit of bruising. That'll make it spoil. Little feathers. Feel for shot. Feel the shot went in. Set it down so it can, as they get shot, it pulls the feathers in. Right, I'm happy with that.